What's going on, my peoples? 𝐊𝐄𝐃𝐄𝐃 in the building with okaybeatz, bringing you another tutorial for FL Studio 21 on how to make beats. So we're not gonna waste no time. We're gonna get right into it. I hope y'all learned some gems like always. Here we go. So first off, we're gonna start off with the tempo. We're gonna bring it all the way up to about 158 today, and we are going to go into my brand new okaybeatz sound kit 1, available now on www.okaybeatz.com. That is www.okaybeatz.com, where you will find a number of services, beats obviously, and now we got the new sound kits. So go ahead and check that out. If you like that, I'm gonna go ahead and sample some of those sounds today in whatever beat we end up making. So let's see what we got going on over here. Go into the melodies. Alright, so I'm going to use something like this. I'm going to go ahead and drag it into this situation right here, into the playlist editor is what they call it. And I'm going to go ahead and double click on this. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And then when this pattern window shows up, I'm going to go ahead and click on this little button right here that says resample. And then this little menu is going to pop up. I'm going to go ahead and change that to stretch. So now it's on stretch. I could go ahead and use this little knob right here to get it into the right tempo, or to get it to fit the right tempo. So we got that little snapping ability, so that's good right there. So now that we know that this covers 1, 2, 3, 4 bars, or probably like 8 bars, because each one of these represents like 2 bars. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. I'm sorry. So this is our 16 bar situation we got going on right here. So let's hear what that sounds like real quick. I'm gonna change this to song mode because we want to hear what's on the playlist editor. Pattern mode is to listen to what's going on in the channel rack. Song mode, press play. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the metronome just to make sure that that's on the right tempo. I'm gonna open up the mixer as well. And first off, I'm gonna double click on that and then click on track right here, so we can get that put on this track right here on the mixer. So now let's listen to that. Okay, so this one's gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna go ahead and take a cut from this and sample this entire sample. So we don't want the entire sample, we just want some of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and listen to it again carefully, and then decide where exactly I want to chop it. So let's listen. So I'm gonna go ahead and press C to get the slicer tool, and I want to slice from about here, and I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 transients. Cut right there. Press B for the pointer tool. Right click on that clip and right click on this clip to get rid of them. Bring this all the way to the front, and the reason why I counted 8 transients is because I'm gonna use that part to build a melody. I'm gonna use those 8 transients to build a melody. So here we go. Let's listen to this. Alright, so I'm gonna double click on it. It's on stretch mode. So now I'm gonna go ahead and find the right placement for each one of those transients. I'm just like manipulating this sample so that each transient ends up on the actual what do you call it, on the first, you know, like on the first beat, on each beat. So let's hear that. Okay, so that sounds good. I'll stretch this out just to fill in the entire pattern right there. Looks about right. Okay. So now I can click shift or hold shift and drag this this pattern over to copy and paste it wherever I want. So I'm gonna copy and paste that multiple times so I can get about 16 bars worth of this exact pattern. And now that I have those patterns where I want them, I will go ahead and go into the mixer window, and I'm gonna put in the drip plugin. I'm gonna choose a preset over here called Exile and see what that sounds like real quick. Okay, that sounds about right. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put one knob pumper on it so we could get a pumping effect on it. I'm gonna choose the offset. There you go. So there, that way it sets like a really steady groove there for that little melody that we just kind of chopped up there. Another thing that we could do to kind of design that is put some kind of distortion or some kind of I don't know. I like to go to this plugin that's called Graindad from Sugar Beatz, and I just go through the presets and just see kind of what works out, what sounds good. So let's hear this. Yeah, so I like what that sounds like right there. That sounds kind of a little bit weird, but still cool, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. Let's see. Alright, so let's add something else. Let's make a bigger melody. Let's go ahead and add an instrument, maybe the Mellotron. Let's see what's on the Mellotron. Mellotron V from Arturia. I really love Arturia. They have really great instruments. Okay, that's crazy. Let's hear it. Okay. I can hear something. Let's see what this pattern sounds like. Let me mess with the parameters over here on the plugin. Maybe some flutter, some saturation, noise floor. Bring that up some. Flutter, tone, make a little darker, volume, mechanics, turn down the decay, turn down the release, turn down the attack, turn up the sustain, come over here on the little, and make sure all of this is kosher. Find a track for it. Go ahead and put a halftime on that. Maybe 1/8, and then pull back on this mix knob. Alright. Let's see what that sounds like with the rest of the melody. Pattern 1, go ahead and drag that into like track number 5. Put this on song mode. Put that all the way stereo. Turn this down. Ugly duckling pattern that I got over here. Use that just for texture. Sounding pretty good. Stereo-wise it a little bit. Alright, let's see what that sounds like from the jump. I like that. Let's see what 808s. Let's see what 808 we could go ahead and play with. Let's start another pattern over here. Name it 808. Go into the okaybeatz sound kit and choose the okaybeatz 808. Let's listen to that. Alright, let me hear what this sounds like with the song. I like that. Okay. Let me see if I can drag this 808 into track number 6 over here somewhere. Let's see what that sounds like. Go ahead and just find a nice little pattern, a little groove there for that 808 before I start messing with anything else. Alright, I like that. So I'll go ahead and select all of that and copy and paste it by holding Shift and dragging on everything that I selected. So let's see what that sounds like. Let's find a track for that 808 right here. I like that. Let me see. Maybe I might go ahead and put some compression on that real quick. Maybe not. Let me just turn it up here in the pattern window. And turn it down on the volume here. Like that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go into the okaybeatz claps. I like this. Let me see. Go ahead and put that in track number 7. Kind of sprinkle these little the claps in there real quick. Okay, I like that. I like the way that sounds. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get these snares. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do the 3 and 7 count on these. Alright, I like the way that is placed, so I'm gonna go ahead and just keep that same exact pattern going by copy and pasting all the way across the board. Wow, let's hear that. Hold up, I think this one is misplaced. Let's hear it. Yeah, okay. Much better. Alright, now let's go ahead and put some hi-hats on here. Let me make another pattern. Name it HH and work on these. Open the channel rack, choose a hi-hat from the okaybeatz sound kit. I like this one. Go ahead and just drag it in there. select all. So go into this pattern window and then go into the piano roll and just keep it on the C note right here. Sorry about that. Hit this little magnet here and go to 1/4 step, because we want to get a little bit crazy with the hi-hat pattern. Go ahead and minimize this little note right here. And you know, most people right here would have just gone into the channel rack, right clicked on the hi-hat and said fill each 2 steps, and that would have done this right here. That would have made that basic, you know, pattern right here. Listen to this. But we want to get a little bit more funky with it, you know, a little bit more creative with it. I'm not gonna do exactly that. I'm not gonna try to take too long either, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and create an original pattern, and create it like a little flow. So I used to listen to some joints that I liked that started with the roll, with the hi-hat roll in the very beginning, you know, and then slowed it down and then brought it back a little bit, you know, and create like a little funky groove. So let's hear what this sounds like. Yeah. Alright. Select that. Copy and paste it by holding Command and pressing B on the selection, and it's going to fall exactly in place. But I'm going to go ahead and modify this instance of it by deleting one of those and then hearing what it sounds like all together. Hit Command A to select all. Hit this little stop button so we can go to the beginning. Press play. Okay, now create some variation with the velocity of each one of these notes. So every 3 notes, I'm gonna go ahead and duck the velocity down just a tad. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know, and this is gonna give that pattern a tiny little bounce that creates dynamics. I'm big on dynamics in my beats, so that's just my style. I learned from, you know, other producers too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front. I'm a learner just like y'all. So you know, we just get it. Here we go. Alright, so I like that. So let's see what that sounds like in the mix. Drag this hi-hat roll into track 9 and bring it in right before the rest of the patterns begin, and also sprinkle it into the patterns as well. So let's see what this sounds like. I like this to come in twice right here, so I just added that to the Alright, so now that I got like a basic trap beat going there, now I'm gonna create a structure. It's gonna be short nonetheless, but you know, it's gonna be a structure. It's gonna be intro, chorus, verse, breakdown, chorus, and then outro. So here we go with that. This is the intro. This is the chorus. The chorus is gonna come in twice. the verse is going to include all of these sounds as well, but excuse me, this is going to be a slight variation starting over here, because this is where the verse is, and this is basically where our verse is going to slightly vary. So we're going to take away the hi-hats for the beginning of the verse, and we also going to take away the first 808. Then we're going to go in and take away some of the melody in the second portion of that verse, and then I'm over here, I'm going to cut off just this very last bit right here so that I could create a drop for the chorus to come in again. And I'm not going to create the drop for everything, but I'm going to go ahead and remove all of this stuff so we only hear the bass ring out right there, right before the chorus comes back in. And I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these and continue the pattern over here. See what that sounds like. This would be the verse right here. Alright, so that's going to be the verse. Now we're going to go ahead and select this chorus again. Let me see, it's going to be from here to here. Copy and paste it way over here. I'm going to select all of these instruments or all of these patterns over here. Press B, pull back on it to create a drop. Just a little drop there for the chorus to come back in. I'm gonna add some more stuff in here to, to create some more suspense before the chorus drops in and all of that. But we're gonna go ahead and finish this structure that I spoke about. So this is a chorus. Oh yeah, and we could go ahead and click on tools. I think it's Command T, if I'm not mistaken, and that's gonna, yeah, there you go. See, Option T. We're gonna add markers over here so we can mark the different sections of our song. So Option T, this is gonna be hook. I'm gonna go over here and mark the verse. Option T, verse. We're gonna go ahead and hit Option T over here and say this is the hook again. Then over here, Option T, we're gonna do a short verse, and then over here we're gonna do a breakdown. Option T, break down, and then we're gonna start the hook over here again. Option T, hook, and then right towards the end here we're gonna do Option T, outro. Alright, so copy and paste this whole verse section right here into the second verse. Make some more variations now. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this beginning part of the melody. Also gonna drop all of these instruments that come in over here. Let this hi-hat be sprinkled in a little bit more. Get rid of some more 808s here right before the breakdown comes in, and then when the breakdown comes in, we're gonna get rid of one of these whole melody patterns. All in all, and just leave like the sub melody, and then it's going to crescendo into the hook again. And once again, I'll show you guys how we do that crescendo, how we're gonna handle that crescendo. Let me do a little variation on the hi-hats over here. And yeah, I think that's gonna sound pretty good right there. Let's see. Okay. I like the way this looks. Create one more variation here slightly. Copy and paste this into a random spot there. And then I'm going to copy and paste this whole hook section once again towards the end. And that's going to feed into the hook, or the short hook, and the outro, giving us about 1 minute and 7 seconds long song, which is just fine because we're just creating a basic beat wherein which an artist is going to listen to it, connect with it, excuse me, and then request that the beat be extended, or cut shorter, or just made a different version of, or remix it, or whatever the case may be. The whole point is that you're gonna show off this idea. It doesn't have to be a full-blown 2, 3, 4, 5 minute long beat for you to get the point across of what the beat is gonna sound like, more or less. There's many different ways of making beats. The level of complexity that you apply to these beats do not have to determine whether you finished with the beat or not. In fact, you never really have to be finished with a beat. Once you got an idea across and the artist connects with it, that still doesn't mean that has to be the final version of the beat. Like, at the end of the day, you could always create a different version of that same exact beat that was already used in a song before. So that's why it's good to keep these project files and whatnot, so that way you can always go back into those sessions and modify things, and just satisfy different clients, different types of artists. So here we go. The way that we're going to help create this outro over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit E and highlight this entire sub melody, hit shift and down to bring it down closer to all of these other instruments and patterns. And then I'm going to go into the mixer right here, and I'm going to right click on the fader of the master track right there and say create automation clip. So that's going to bring up this little window right here, or this little track right here. It says master volume. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the end of that master volume line right here, that little line, which is the envelope. This actually represents the actual master volume fader. You're doing an automation, so you're going to right click on that little ball right there, say copy, and then you're going to paste another little ball by right clicking on this part of the envelope, right clicking it again and saying paste. So you're going to paste that same amount there, and then you're going to take that last ball and drag it down so you can create that fade right there. Smooth out that fade by dragging that ball in between the two fade points. So now you've created an outro. So basically it's going to sound like this. You see how this goes down as that line fades away. So with that said, my peoples, we are close to finish constructing this beat here. I'm just going to go ahead and go into the some sound effects here, and just going to find it. I usually have a go-to sound kit that I use for my sound effects. I have a huge collection of sounds. As you can imagine, I've been doing this for 20 plus years. So going to impacts like that shattered right there. I'm gonna go and drag that into the intro, and double click on it and hit this little reverse button right here, and then find a track for it by clicking this little button right here. Now we know it's on track 4. Exit out of all of that. Put this in the right placement, which is right before, go ahead and drag that out the way, which is right before the hook comes in the very beginning. So let me go ahead and fade that in. Just make sure that that's cut short enough so it fits the intro. Hold Option so I could bypass the snap to grid function and find the exact spot right there and drop it. Now press play and hear what that sounds like. Oh, I've got to turn this down, by the way, because I know these sounds are really loud. Yeah, I really like how that dropped in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab another impact. I like that. Drop that in there, double click on it, find a track for it. I know it's in a track. Hit reverse over here and do the same thing. Just kind of cut that and drag it into the breakdown, because I know that's where I wanted to create a crescendo right before the hook comes in. So I'll go ahead and put that in right. Put the volume down on this a little bit because that's loud too. Create a fade, and let's see what that sounds like. Alright, I'm liking that. So now I'll go ahead and just pick a impact sound, drop it in there for the second hook, turn that volume down drastically, and then see what that sounds like. Find a track for that, by the way. I'm liking the way that's sounding, and go ahead and put this okaybeatz watermark on there.
You been have the sauce, Daddy.
Alright, throw that on at the end to the last hook. Find the track for that as well. I'm gonna go into this channel rack real quick. Press all over here and make sure that all of these, this one doesn't have anything in it, so I can delete it, but all of these tracks that don't have, or all of these instruments that don't have a track need to have a track on the mixer. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight the ones that don't have a track in the mixer by holding Command and just clicking on the ones that I want to, Shift, and clicking on the ones that I want to affect. So then once that is selected, I'm gonna go ahead and hit Command L so it can find a place on the mixer. So let's start this from the jump. Open up this mixer and do a quick mix here. And once we do this mix, we will be finished. So just keep up, guys. I'm just gonna be listening and then just doing minor changes over here to the mixer. I'm not gonna talk much, but I want you guys to pay attention so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm mostly going to be organizing my sounds in the according to the frequency spectrum. So the lows are gonna go first in the mixer tracks, and then it's gonna go up to the highs. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and press play, and then I'm gonna mess with each one of these faders right here just to put everything in the correct level. And then I'm also gonna manipulate the stereo field by rotating these this little thing right here on some of the instruments. So here we go. Go ahead and put a limiter over here on the master bus. My limiter of choice is usually the TR5 Classic Clipper by T-Rex. Make it edgy. Turn the gain up. Turn the output up a little bit. I like my beats clipping a little bit. And I'll go ahead and manipulate it over here. Put an EQ. Fruity Parametric EQ2.
You been had the sauce, Daddy.
Bring the frequencies of about 500 to 600 down a little bit. Just a little dip create right there. Just a little dip. Turn it up around 3K. Like 3K to like 4K. Just turn it up a little bit, and about 250. We turn that up slightly too. Make it a little bit narrower, that Q there, and then bring up this bass a little tiny bit. Anything below like 75 hertz, just a slight, ever so slight right there. Now let's hear what this sounds like. Level, everything's looking kosher, nothing's really clipping. I'm pretty satisfied with this mix.